stretches, I'll then move on to my good friends, the foam roller, the tennis ball, and the golf ball. So I'll always start off with my foam roller, and I usually start on my upper legs and then move my way down. So I'm going to try to do it the best I can. I'll just try to quickly show you what I do. And I have a trigger point foam roller, which means it hurts more, and it hurts in the good way. So I always start on my right side and then do my left, as I'm sure you've noticed. So I will start with my IT bands. So I'll position the roller just under my right hip and roll back and forth. And I'll probably do it for 15 to 30 seconds on each area. So after that, what I actually like to do is come up to right by my knee and just kind of in between the IT band and the quadricep, I find it gets a little crunchy in there, so I'll roll that, just to loosen it up, and then move on to my quadriceps. And then I'll come back, reposition it, and do the same thing on my left side. Moving up to the top. It's also a really good workout for your upper body strength if you're totally weak like I am. And then to the quads. And then before moving on to the backs of my legs and my calves, I'll actually roll my shins. If you haven't done this before, it can be quite painful. I actually don't go too deep or do it too long, but I do find it's quite helpful when my shins start to bother me. So I'll position with my knees just over the top of the roller, balancing on my feet, put my arms down, and then I'll just roll up and back, really just a couple of times, just to loosen it out. And then I'm going to switch over to do my glutes and hamstrings in that area. So I find that kind of right in here, right in this area, kind of, I don't know, before the leg and the glute gets really tight for me. So I like to focus on that area, and sometimes it takes a little bit of positioning, trial and error to figure out where to get it. Once I've got that, I'll roll back and forth a few times. Then I'll usually move up and do the glute. Switch over to the left side. Do the same thing there. And then do the hamstrings and the calves. And I tend to do them one leg at a time just because I find it to be a little bit more effective. And what I'll do is I'll roll from the outer across the back into the inside. So roll the outer part of my leg, not quite the IT band, but close. Then the hamstring. And then the inner part of my thigh. And then I'll just repeat the same on the left side. And then I'll move to the calves, which have been a problem area for me. So I like to spend some time on them, and again, I'll roll outside to inside, but maybe spend a little bit more time. I'm going quite quickly so the video is not too long. But you want to spend as much time as you feel you need. Recently I've started backing off on foam rolling so aggressively, and I've actually noticed an improvement. So you don't want to go too hard or too long, but you really do want to encourage those areas to break up. I've got a little bit of pain right here. So I'm trying to go gentle on the area just because I don't want to aggravate it too terribly much. So that's my foam rolling routine. The good old tennis ball is really good for your glutes. Really stick it under your butt and roll around. There's not really much to it. I'll usually do a couple different points. So I'll stick it underneath, put my left leg out, and then you just roll until you find an area like right here. Kind of makes you do that face. And then you just hold it. Similar to when you're be mindless. And then the last is the golf ball. Ideally, you're wanting to be sitting on a couch and you want to roll this under your foot. I had a massage this week and my massage therapist was working on my feet and I was flinching and she was asking if I was ticklish or sore. And because it hurt so much, she really recommended that I start doing this with a golf ball a few times a week just to help keep my feet happy and from getting too angry. Since I'm sitting, it's not quite effective. We basically just roll it back and forth on the bottom of your foot. And there you go. So if you have any comments, questions, or any stretches you're curious about, leave me a comment.